Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit briefing right quick. I'm gonna be fast. And the briefing's about because I got a couple of texts saying, "Well, I could have did that. What was so hard about it?" The hardest part about it, what I'm displaying to you, all the documents I had to put in, the research I had to do, and I'm still trying to challenge this court over and over and over. Um, on top of that, of doing all that paperwork and trying to challenge and trying to learn about the proceedings, I was working an 8 hour job. I had a second job. I was working for 4 hours. So I was actually working a 12-hour shift on Monday, Tuesday, um, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And sometimes it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay? So that was basically my hours that I was working. Now, on top of it, and that was 12 hours, and that was for two different jobs. That means I worked one job 8 hours, and I got off that job and went to another job for 4 hours. Okay, and then on top of it, I was going to school. Now, in the transition of going to work, I was doing day shift. So day shift consists of like 6 o'clock in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, and some of my shifts started from 5 to 4 in the afternoon, from 5 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Then the 8 hour shift was from 6 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. So I had to travel, and the traveling because the two jobs that I worked was actually in Detroit, Michigan. I don't live in Detroit, Michigan. I live in Warren County. So I had to travel at least 15 miles. It's 15 miles from Warren County to Detroit. So just put in the mileage and think about the driving and transportation back and forth. And then to the other job. The other job was in Southfield. So one job was on 7 Mile and Telegraph, and the other job was on Southfield and Vernus, both in Detroit. So both consist of about 15, 16 miles of driving. Then on top of that, my days off in the afternoon shift and my days off doing a day shift, which was basically the Wednesdays. I had basically off, and sometimes because I only did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so I had that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay, so I had them days day shift on one Pacific week, and then I had basically the whole afternoon off, starting after 4 o'clock on one job and after 3 o'clock on another job. So I went to school, which was Oakland Community College. So I differentiated those hours and the days off to put the schedule in to go to college. So when Obama was on the scene and he was telling everybody, y'all need to get your college degrees because, these people now is not accepting people with high school diplomas, and you need to get a better advancement. So my whole deal, listening to him because he was the best president I've seen so far. And besides Jimmy Carter was okay. That's because I was a kid. But so I went and I took them hours Monday through Wednesday, doing a day shift, and I got them hours for school. And then on the afternoons, they had timings that you can go to college from. I believe it was for 4 to 6, and I think I took them 2 hour courses. So each one of these courses was like 3 to 4 credits a course. Each class was 3 to 4 credits. So I tried to divvy in most of the 3 credits so I can get this done with and out the door. But it took me about 2 years to get that associate degree. And because at first I got the administration certification, and then I had to go back to get the associate degree. So, and then after that, you hear me saying that I have to go to work 12 hours in between them non-working days and the afternoon where I had shift to go to school. I went to school there. And then I had a business where I was running for healthcare. I was in healthcare and I was going to school for healthcare. So it kind of panned it out because I always kept my uniform and gym shoes in the car in case I'm late. I can always get to work, go in the bathroom. I already took, everything that's necessary to do at night, so I can just change the clothes. And that's what that day was about. Trying to get to work, and I had all my uniform in the car and everything, and I was going to change there because otherwise, the first job, the 8 hours I was telling you about, I was ready to quit it. I was ready to give it up. Because I was there for 23 years and I was ready to get it up because they had a revolving door and any and everybody was coming through. Anyway, that's another factor. But I'm just telling you how my life was trying to also go to court and do these documents and try to fight these or challenge these falsified documents. I also had a business where I had to go periodically to check on the workers. I had to check on the patients. I had to make sure that the facility is being ran right. So, I was also going to supervise and make sure everything was done according to the rules and regulations at my business. On top of that, I was dealing with paying mortgages, maintaining things, making sure that my facility, which is a business facility, was ran correctly, making sure that the money was kept correctly, making sure that things was done right. So on top of that, I was maintaining my own life. I had my own home. I had, still do, and I did everything to make sure that everything was maintained. So running from work, 2 jobs, 12 hours, to school for periodically days that consist of me having, which is 3 days on the day shift and I believe 2 days on the afternoon shift. To school. Then you got to think about the study time that I had to have to do tests, to study that course so I can pass that course. And then I had to go to my business. I had only one at that point. Go to my business and make sure everything was going there, doing that. I only had one. And I want to make sure it was ran correctly. Now, these trips, we're talking about work. The first job was 15 hours to get there. Then, once I got off from the first job, the second job didn't take that long to get there. It took probably about 20 minutes. But then I had to travel on certain days to school, which is Oakland County, which was off of 11 Mile. And I went to that Oakland County Community College. Then if they didn't have the courses there, I had to sometimes go all the way to Inkster. And I know a lot of people don't know what that is, but it's a huge, long, it's like a 30-mile drive, okay, or more, because they didn't have the courses there. So the only courses they had is in certain schools that was far, far away. Community college as Oakland Community College. So the Oakland Community College is like way out in Inkster or way out in another far county. So if they didn't have them classes there, because I was trying to do it within the 2 years, which I did it, and if they didn't have them classes there, I would have to go to another county. So just imagine me running around to another county trying to make sure I get them classes, and I had to go to 2 of them classes out in Inkster and Ann Arbor County. So just think about it. I'm getting off work. Okay, them 3 days I have off work, I had to drive, and within them 2 days, I had to drive way out to Ann Arbor because the 11-mile Oakland County Community College didn't have the courses there, and I wanted to finish this within 2 years. So I did it. So just imagine the study time and everything that took place. That's all I'm saying. It took me to a point where I knew I was already organized when it came to working and communing. But just imagine the challenge on top of it. You have to be at work, and this person is telling you to come to court for something that you didn't do, and you send your attorney, and he still have an attitude like you done something wrong. And it's like, no, I haven't done anything wrong. That's why I'm fighting you. That's why I'm challenging you. And it was like me jumping 6 ropes at one time. And I wouldn't give up because I knew in the initiative of everything that regardless of what took place, I was going to still have a life. So a lot of people would have dropped the school, probably end up going part-time at their job while they are, trying to challenge the court. I did not. I stayed full-time, both one job, part-time at the second job. I kept going to school and I finished. I kept running my business like it was being ran. I kept a steady time. I passed the grades. I passed the classes. I received my degree. I received my certification. Although in the end part of it, because I was using so much money on these attorneys, and I was not really paying attention to a lot of other things when it got into them locking me up, incarcerating me, and it kind of, how would you say it, make you kind of mentally disturbed, because it's like I'm thrown in jail for 5 days. I have to lose work for 5 days. I haven't called them or anything. And it is good that I worked there for 23 years, because when I got out of the prison system, I let them know what happened and what I'm trying to do and how I'm trying to fight these people. And I assure you I didn't know it, did not do it. And they was like, yeah, because we test you every year. And if you was on drugs, we would know it. So I could have used, my attorney could have used those type of documents to justify that it was no drugs in my system. And I wasn't on, he could have, he did do it. He got documents from my doctor stating that I wasn't on them drugs. So I wasn't on no drugs. I was taking an allergenic, and that was a gel going on my legs. He knew all this. But anyway, it's about how my life was at that point in time and how I was juggling all this stuff and trying to, work. So just imagine your license is taken from you for 6 months, and you're working 2 jobs. You got a business and you're going to school. So just imagine how much money I paid out for transportation. Now, I couldn't jump on a bus and do that because of the simple fact I don't know how people do it. But I can't jump on a bus and go to a job, and I'm not even familiar with public transportation. So to go to it from here, which is a Warren area, which has no buses like that, they drop you off. I caught a public transportation once from Warren, and they gave you the code of the bus. You get on this bus, and they drop you off like a downtown area, which you got to catch another bus to get to the Wayne County. So just imagine me had to do that. So no, I did not do that. So I paid people to transport me to work every morning, every day, pick me up, and transfer me to school, pick me up, transfer me to the part-time job, pick me up. Then I had to get my way, which is by friends and stuff, to my business. Now, then after that, I had to take care of my things I necessarily need to take care of. So just imagine the 6 months with me and how much money I spent totally on just commuting. Not just the messed up power in your mind, whereas I have all this stuff I'm doing and they're falsely accusing me of something that I didn't do, because that morning I was on my way to work. And for them to falsely accuse you of this, and you're doing everything that's possible, even when it came down to, people had gatherings and different things like that. My life, okay? I had to call people to take me there. If I had to do something that was far out, when it comes down to, and I know it sounds like, oh, I'm talking privileged, but if you're used to, and my life has been like this since I was 18 years old, because I basically set out goals and things that I had to do, so I made sure that things was taken care of so I can do this. But just imagine you have to go through this 12 hours shifts, 2 different jobs, plus college, plus a business, plus you're maintaining yourself, plus going to different things that you must go to when it comes to elections and different things like that, because you already volunteered before all this even happened. So I just wanted people to know the little briefing, because I didn't add that in there. And a lot of people are saying, well, I could have did that too, when I'm basically talking about filing these documents and what I did within the 2 months. Think about what I did in 2 months and what my life was about from the ordeal of what I just told you. Of having 12-hour shifts, 2 jobs, going to school, plus maintaining the business, plus have to study, plus have to go through different things to get to different places. And now on top of it, I have to go down here to a court to challenge their lies and the things they did and the things that were said. So I'm grateful to God that He gave me that mind power, how to actually accomplish my goals, as all the things that I did do during that time, and also deal with this scenario with the falsified documents and charges. Because most people wouldn't have been able to do that. It's already multiple when you're working 12 hours, going to school, and on top of it, running a business. And then you're talking about study time and commuting. So, and then you got to add in another unbeneficial. Now these things are beneficial, with your jobs, your schooling, and then your business. That's beneficial. But now you have to deal with an unbeneficial, falsified place you have to go. And that is dreadful when someone does that to your life. So that's the reason why I'm putting out these videos, to basically someone in the world is going through this. But my briefing is keep your head up. Keep doing what you have to do. Keep that strong mind, that strong attitude, and finish what you started. And make sure that if you do get into something like this, don't let someone deter you from doing your life. Because you got to think, whatever happens, it's going to happen anyway. But it's not going to stop me from doing my life. And that's how most people have to think, because it's a domino effect. And I keep saying that. But it's a domino effect. When an injustice do this to an individual, they're expecting that person to crumble. And fall. Okay, especially a person of color. They're expecting that person to be that weak type of person that will fall, that will come to the point of what they actually profile, a criminal. And I'm creating a video so people will not do it. People will not, um, if you're innocent, if you haven't done it, and if you know they lying, don't let yourself fall in their hands. Okay? Now, on the challenging part, I kind of let them irritate me. Because for me to spend that much money on attorneys and the process of fighting them, document research alone, copying documents, sending off complaints, I should have stuck to one attorney, found that attorney. But in the process of going through them and the proceedings, and I did not know about the proceedings, is the thing that made me just grab that attorney. If I would have sat back and thought about it and been really reasonable about it, I would have waited on my original attorney that was from the Figer organization. And I would have told him, go ahead and lock me up, but I'm not going to do anything until I have my legal attorney. But I didn't do that. I was thinking about the job, the money, the school, the education, the degree I was 2 months from. I was thinking about everything material besides myself. And that was good on certain things because I was taking care of people. You know, I had a living assist. I was taking care of people. I was working. I was building it. But at the end, you know, and I'm letting people know this because at the end, for this little case of an incident, and the reason why it took almost 2 years is because I fought them on everything because they was lying. So that took away from the business. It took away from my job. You know, I was so wrapped up in fighting them that, you know, my job was like, well, this, that, and other. And I got mad and it was like, okay, I'm done. Because this now, after I graduated, it became the interest. It became, you're not going to lie on me and get away with it. So I spent so much money fighting and challenging these people. I basically, after a certain amount of time, didn't put in the effort of my life, which was my business, my job. I finished a degree, but I didn't put in the effort of my life. And that's what I should have focused on more than trying to fight them, because I knew they was wrong. Anywho, this is the reason why I'm doing this little briefing, because you know, a couple people text me and said, well, two months, that's reasonable. That's not hard to do in 2 months. And I'm like, well, you don't understand. You don't understand what I was going through or what I was doing them 2 months. So that's what I'm explaining to you. Anyway, this is Meet Up, Speak Up. Keep listening.